Hey guys, I'm going to be doing my makeup and thought I would film a video while I'm doing it so that you can maybe pick up a few new tips and tricks and learn a few new things. So the look I'm going to be doing today is a kind of like casual summer glam look, and I don't have it all mapped out in my head in advance, so I don't have everything all lined up perfectly ready to go. But this is more real. This is how I do my makeup. I kind of figure it out as I'm going along. So I know I'm gonna want a little bit more of a done and polished look. So I'm gonna start with some foundation. And because I've got access to, 100 bazillion different shades and products, I like to custom mix my foundations just so that I can really get that perfect foundation shade for me. Depending upon what my skin's doing, if I've been out in the sun a little bit, which I don't tend to get a lot of sun, but I get a little color in the summer months. And so when I do that, I just like to mix them on my hand here. And then I've got my foundation brush. I'm gonna mix that up. And so let's get some foundation on here. I try to work fairly quickly, partly because I find foundations will dry and then they get harder to blend. So I try to move that product around as fast as I can. And I'm holding a mirror here. I'll try to keep it out of the frame, but there's a lot of things to be thinking about at one time. So I can't promise I won't block my face sometimes, but I'll try not to do that. Okay, so we're gonna try to keep this pretty light. It's a summertime look, which for me typically means let's lighten things up a little bit. It's hot and summery. And don't usually feel like I want a ton of makeup on, but I still want to look good. Okay, so get that blended in well. Pick up a little more where I think I need it, around the nose, of course, any of those little kind of red spots. All right, looks good. I like to take that foundation right up under my eyes. Often I find foundation provides enough coverage that I don't necessarily need or want any extra concealer. And then it helps to keep it really light under here, which helps to avoid extra creasing and where it can look a lot, I find makeup can look really cakey under people's eyes a lot, especially if you've got, fine lines or skin's a little bit drier around there. Really watch how much makeup you're putting down in that area specifically. All right, what's next? Let's do some eyebrows. So eyebrows are super important, especially if you've got kind of semi-non-existent eyebrows. I've got some eyebrows, but they're not particularly well-defined. So I'll just give those a quick little comb with my brow tamer here. Just kind of start to get them in a good shape and get rid of any little bits of like makeup or dry skin that might be in there. Now I'm gonna go in with my brow pencil in shade Blonde. It's a nice kind of ashy, pretty neutral color. Doesn't have any red in it, so it's not a warm color at all. You want to watch that you don't get your eyebrows looking too kind of coppery red unless you've actually legitimately got a bit of warmth to your hair, so always watch out for that. And then just fill these in quickly. One little tip too, I like to use the flat edge of my pencil. Gives me a little bit more of a softer look, a little less crisp and harsh. So I just find it's a little bit more natural and it's quicker too, which I like. And jump back to that. Oh, where did I put my things? Okay, so just give that a little quick comb. Looks good. Fill that in a little more. Looks like there's a bit of a bald spot over there still. Not really a bald spot, but it's just looking a little bare. Pencil's good too if you've got any scarring or anything in your eyebrows. Pencil adheres quite well to the skin. So that's a good little eyebrow tip there for you. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with some brow powder. What have I got here? muck around in my treasure chest. All right, so I'm gonna use, this is brow powder in shade Ash Brown. Also good for blondes. Again, doesn't have any kind of warmth to it. So, all right, let's get these eyebrows on. And I'm gonna use my brow definer brush. So it's just a stiff angled brow brush. And make sure we've got that pointing the wrong way. Not the wrong way, the right way. Don't want to make life harder for ourselves. Eyebrows make such a big difference. It's kind of my non-negotiable. Every day I'll do my eyebrows. Even if I'm not really wearing any other makeup, unless it's like a completely casual day and I'm just totally not doing anything and just really, you know, not in the mood to do my makeup. Otherwise, you can be guaranteed that if I've got makeup on, I'm definitely have my eyebrows on and in place. So there we go. Just makes such a big difference. It starts to really, makes you just look a little more pulled together. And yeah, it's a game changer. What can I say? Eyebrows are good. Make sure they look as similar as possible. Don't be hard on yourself if you can't get them perfect. You know, there's a very popular expression out there in the kind of makeup beauty blogger video space is eyebrows. We want them to be sisters, not twins. They don't need to be perfect. Okay, nice. All right, so there we go. That's the eyebrows. And now I'm gonna just do a little bit of contour on my face. And I'm gonna use this little guy here. It's my little buffing brush, which I really like. It's nice and tiny and stubby, but the bristles are really dense, so it's really good for getting in and really applying product and moving it around. So for really buffing it into the skin, it does a superb job. And I like to use contour powder. I just find it's a little bit easier than creams and liquids and those type of things. So I'm using contour shade 5. And all right, here we go. So this guy here, I'm just gonna pick up a bit of my powder and I'm gonna do a little bit of a contour under the cheekbone there. And don't be, again, scared of contour. Doesn't need to be heavy-handed, especially for day makeup. You know, you wanna keep it on the little bit softer side so that it isn't insanely obvious, but you can see what a difference it makes. Just really helps to kind of pop those cheekbones and make your bone structure look a little extra sharp and crisp. And these earrings are a little ridiculous for trying to do this. They keep getting in the way, but they're so worth it. All right. Okay, and then make sure it's looking balanced and placed as evenly as possible on both sides of the face. So a big part of makeup is keeping things symmetrical. As symmetrical as possible. And then I'm just gonna do a little under the jawline here. I'm gonna be filming some videos this afternoon. And so this looks good on camera and in person too, if you keep it light-handed. Again, just a nice way to crisp up those features a little bit. And tiny little bit up on the forehead there, but not too heavy-handed. And that's about it for contour for me. Again, I like to keep things not too overdone. I'm gonna do a little bit of a contour under my lip here actually as well. So this is a nice little trick. Makes lips look fuller. And just make sure it's well blended though. And again, use a light hand or it can look like you've got like a smudge of dirt under your lip. That's not a good look. Okay, nice. Then I'm gonna go in with some highlight. I'm gonna use liquid highlighter, and actually I'm gonna use I've got one here. Ah, hang on. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Okay, back up. Not a liquid highlighter, I don't have one handy, so don't know where it is, and that's okay. We have to evolve and stay nimble on our feet because sometimes you don't have that thing that you really want. So, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the powder highlight. And I'm going to use that same buffing brush. And I'm gonna go in with shade Hollywood, which is a bronzy gold highlight, perfect for the summer, just to give you that kind of instant little pop of color, like a little bit of a sun-kissed effect. And I'm gonna place that up higher on the cheekbone here. Okay. So hopefully you can kind of see the light catching that. Go on this side here. Okay. There's that highlight. Looks good. Especially with powder highlights, watch that you're not getting too close into the eye. I usually like to use liquids and creams and stuff, especially up in this area. It's just a little more forgiving for those fine lines, but we are all good. Just keep it well blended and don't use too much. And I'm also going to go back in and pop a little bit on the upper lip there, just as a little bit of a highlight with this coppery bronze color. Again, I want that sort of sun-kissed look. So I want to hit a few different spots on my face with that, not just the cheeks. You know, and I'm wearing something open, so I'm actually also going to put a little bit down on my shoulders here, just to help tie that color in. Okay, just a little color there. All right, good. Looks good. All right, what's next? Told you I didn't have this look all planned out, so I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. I think I want to keep a lot of focus on the cheeks, so I'm going to do a little bit of blush and kind of like a nice, I'm going to go in with something that's got a bit of color to it, so I'm going to use Lovey Dovey, which is a bright coral here, and I'm going to go back in with that foundation brush that I used right at the beginning. And this is just gonna go a little pop right on the apple of the cheek, and hopefully it blends okay, because I've got that powder highlight down. Sometimes when you put creams on top of powders, they sort of stick and don't really want to blend, but we seem to be in luck here. It's blending out okay. And I like using a foundation brush for blending out my cream blush. It just does a better job than my fingers can do, I find. And you have a little more precision where you're putting your color. Okay, so that's looking pretty, just that little pop of color there. Okay. And, okay, now for some eyes. What are we gonna do? Okay, I'm thinking staying in this kind of metallic, summery vibe we've got going on here. I'm gonna grab liquid shadow in gold. This is shade Treasure, and so it's liquid. It's a nice long wear product, goes on really smooth and holds up really well, which I like. And it's just quick and easy, which is always a good thing in my books. So I'm just smoothing out my lids to make sure I don't have any creased foundation on there. And then I'm just gonna pat a little bit of this on, take up through the crease there. So it just gives a nice little sheen to the lid without it being really sparkly. This is nice too, because then that way you don't get those little sparkles that fall down. I love shimmery eyeshadows, but they can be really messy sometimes. And they can fall on your face, and then they sort of smear everywhere, and then now you look like some kind of sparkle bomb went off on your face, which is not the look that anyone's going for. All right. Okay, so it looks good. All right, continuing with the summer theme, I'm gonna use palette Beach Goddess, so which is kind of like browns and golds. Again, he's kind of metallic. I'm going for this sort of harmonious summer bronzy, kind of soft bronzy look. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Cactus, which is just like that middle brown, and do a little through the crease. Just give a little definition. Okay, and the brush I'm using, this is a crease blending brush. So it comes to a nice tapered point. Does a lot of the blending for you, which is great. Okay, and just blend that out. Okay, so you can see the difference there. That's with the crease done, that side's not done yet. And come over here, do the same thing. Okay, nice. And I usually like to wrap that shadow around the bottom. And this brush that I'm using here, it was the same brush that I used to do that contour under the lip. This is like an angled eye shader brush, and I've been working hard with my brush guy to get these on hand with all of the kind of COVID concerns. Of course, production and shipping has all slowed down quite a bit. They're down in the States, so things have been a little delayed, but he's assuring me that hopefully I should have these on hand by August. So those of you that have pre-ordered, thank you for your patience. I assure you things are coming. All right, I'm just gonna pop that under the eye there. Okay, so just make things a little more well blended, a bit more defined. Okay, I might blend that out a little more. It's looking a little heavy, but we're on the right track here. Okay, that side looks good. I like to use the back of my finger to get in and just blend things out because it's not oily, so you're not kind of smudging your makeup as much. Okay, how's that looking? I think I'm liking it. I think it looks good. We're on the right track. Okay, yeah, nice. I like that. I think I'm gonna leave that just kind of simple. Just that gold on the lid, little through the crease, and then that's the same eyeshadow on the top and the bottom, that shade Cactus. And again, I like using these kind of little angled shader brushes because they do a nice job of laying the shadow down, especially under the eye. And then, you know, if I wanted it to be heavier and darker, they're also great for going in and really amping up that crease definition. All right, my dears. What next? What next? What next? A little more highlight, I think. I'm a sucker for a good highlight. So I'm gonna go back in and use a little bit of a paler highlight for the inner corner of the eye. This is shade Nightlife. I find for me on my skin tone, the gold looks a little too kind of orange in the inner corner of the eyes, but if you've got a little bit darker skin, it can look beautiful there. So you've got to adjust for what works for you. So I'm gonna use the same brush because it's in my hand. That's another tip too. Like, to keep makeup fast and easy, just use the tools that are easily accessible. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of that, gold. Sorry, what am I saying? The silver. And grab my mirror here so I can really see what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna pop that highlight right into the inner corner of the eye there. Beautiful. Ooh, so pretty. Love an inner eye highlight. So good. Okay, so same thing there. Can see that? And since I'm holding this in my hand, I might do silver. I think it works a bit better for me above the lip there. But you've still got a bit of that gold under there as well. Nice. Good, good. Okay. I think we are on the home stretch here. I'm gonna do a little bit of a eyeliner. I love just doing a little bit of a tiny pop of eyeliner at the outer corner of the eye there. So here I'm just using pencil in brown. And just do a little wing, the outer corner there. Keep it nice and close to the lash line. That's the kiss of death when eyeliner's floating above the eyelashes. That will ruin your look faster than almost anything else in makeup. So just keep that nice, just tiny, nice and tight. Do the same thing here on the other side. All right. And kind of just smudge that out a little bit. I'm not going for anything too big and dramatic here. Ooh, yeah, looks good. Okay, of course, a little bit of mascara. If you like to curl your lashes, remember to always curl them before you get your mascara on. I come and go on lash curling. I was doing someone's makeup yesterday and we were talking about eyelashes and curlers and, you know, whether I think they're a good idea or not. And I was just saying, you know, it really depends on, I think, two factors. What look you're going for. You know, if you want like a really bright, alert look, then yeah, you know, having your eyelashes curled can really help to open up your eyes and give you that more kind of refreshed look. But if you're going for more of like a sultry, kind of sleepy, sexy style of makeup, then sometimes leaving the lashes uncurled I actually prefer. And then it also depends on your lashes. Like if they're poker straight, then yeah, you might, you know, see a good benefit in curling them. regardless of what style of makeup you're going for, because it just really opens the eye up, like especially if your eyelashes really orient down. But if you've already got really super curly eyelashes, might not really make that big of a difference. Okay, I think we're almost done. A little something on the lips. I'm going to use my brand new lip balm, which I'm super excited about. So these guys here, love lip balm, huge fan of lip balm. So just get a little on. You know, you can always even just leave your lips with just some balm on them. You don't have to put any color on them, but a little color looks nice. And what am I gonna do here? I'm thinking kind of like a nude, something with a little bit of brown in it would be nice. I always laugh. I often end up changing my lipsticks a few times before I feel like I've found the one. So don't feel like you have to get it perfect. You know, lipsticks are pretty easy to change, right? Like get it on, see what you think with the whole look. And if you're like, no, I'm not feeling that, just wipe it off, try something different. But I think I like that. It's a good look. Awesome. All right. So there you have it. I hope everyone has a beautiful day, and any questions, feel free to reach out. And everything I've been talking about is available on my website. I'll throw a link in the comments section down below. And as a heads up, I've got my beauty subscription boxes that are happening. We are now in our second season of boxes. I'm delivering summer boxes now, and they're super fun and everyone's loving them. So I will also put a link for those in the comments section down below as well, and I would love for you to check those out. All right, guys, take care.